Is it going? Please tell me it's going. Okay. This was going to be a really fast video, but it turned into a half an hour ordeal of trying to make my computer work again because I reformatted it a little while ago and I forgot to reinstall the webcam driver. Um, so I just finished, well, not just finished at this point, but I just completed watching La, La Reconquista, the new Sailor Moon musical, and it's great. It was 2 hours of just pure joy watching. I don't know why my voice is doing this. I apologize for that. Um, it was just great. Everything, the songs were sung really well. People have been complaining about the way that the music sounds. Um, because they've been listening to the live versions. And I think a lot of the people who are complaining have not heard Japanese singing before. Um, and like I listened to it, I'm like, this sounds really on par with the old Mew. They're dancing and singing at the same time. Can you dance and sing at the same time and not like be singing like you? No, you're definitely not going to be able to do that. So it was really good. The singing was really good. The songs were really good. The costumes were really cute. At one point, I noticed like just because I'm into cosplay and everything, I tend to notice costume things. Satomi, the girl who plays Sailor Moon, her the Odongo, they had this weird shape on the front of them, and then I realized that was the part they took off, so like her hair gems could be visible, and I was like, that's a really cool idea that you don't have to like just stick something in there. It's just here, we're just gonna pop this off and ta-da, you don't have to worry about it anymore. And then her earrings were like enormous. They caught the light a really weird way at one point when I was watching it, and I was like, holy crap, they weren't that big in the promo posters. But yeah, the costume's really good. It did kind of bother me a little bit that Jupiter's underskirt did not match her bows, like everybody else's underskirts matched their bows, but that was just my little nitpicky thing. Um, the story was it was I heard about it before I watched it. Obviously everybody's been talking about it. And they said that it was just kind of like a slight retelling of the manga. I can kind of see where they get that. It comes in after everybody they've all found each other. Um, Kind of like between the Venus is their friend now, and then when they reveal who the princess is, when Serenity is revealed to be the princess, it's kind of like between there if they had added like an extra little story arc between those two chapters because those happened back to back pretty much. Um, and it's like it's really cute because it's kind of implied that Usagi and Mamoru are already dating, or at least they're kind of like in the beginning of a relationship, and it's adorable. Oh my god, like Yuga, who plays Mamoru, is like I was in love with her in 3 seconds. Like she does such a good job of portraying him. She's all like suave and cool, but at the same time you're like, no, you're really secretly a dweeb, which is exactly how Mamoru is. And she's gorgeous. Like she's like just hot. I have a big crush on her now. I'm gonna be looking up information about her. And if you follow me on Tumblr, in a couple of days, there's gonna be a lot of my queue is gonna be that. And I apologize if you're watching this and you do follow me on Tumblr, because I basically am just gonna kind of recap my live blog that I did a little bit. It wasn't that much of a live blog, but it was still enough. Um, yeah, I mean, it was really good. It started off like they were infiltrating this uh, game convention, I guess. It was really cute. You know, they're just kind of playing all these games, and we're kind of just getting an introduction to their personalities. And then all of a sudden, the generals show up, and they're like trying to be a boy band. And I was like, oh God, send help! They're a boy band. No, oh God. Um, and I'm kind of wondering if that's like a cue that they're not sure how far ahead that it's gonna go, the new anime or even the musicals. I would love it if they kept this cast on and they like furthered the musicals again, just because it was so much fun. Um, yeah, I don't know if that was like a little homage to the Starlights. If it was, great. If it wasn't, oh god, they're a boy band. So that was fun. And then we they reveal that they're actually the bad guys and blah blah blah. And then we go to the park where it's Usagi and Mamoru are playing catch, and it's, oh my god, it's really cute. Um, that's the point where I'm like, okay, I'm sold. Their chemistry is great. I'm on board with this casting. Um, and then eventually little plot happens, and then it's revealed that or the generals show up, and they are like, just pick and choose which senshi they want to go on a date with. And it's the general pairings that people the there's one bit of artwork here, where they're kind of like Naoko paired everybody off, and she just thought it was just this little drawing that she did, but then people ran away with it, as shippers are wont to do. So they did that, and it's just so funny how they react in ways. It's like, there's no chemistry between us. What are you talking about? And then it turns out that the person who is least likely to be in a relationship, Amy, because she like breaks out into hives when she thinks about dating. She and Zoisite just have this great chemistry, and it's adorable. And then they tear your heart out and stomp on it later. They do it a couple of times actually. And it drives me nuts. Yeah, the costumes were all great. I mentioned that already because I'm now like kind of going forward where Queen Serenity is at. The woman who plays Beryl is great. She has this awesome alto voice that kind of sinks into a bit of a baritone. Yeah, her pitch is just on par. And her acting is just so perfect for Beryl. And yeah, like I can't even. It's really good. And after that point, like there's a certain point where Mamoru willingly goes with the enemy, and then kind of from there we start to like line up with how we know the story is going to end, where they go to the moon and they find out about all their past live stuff, and then they go and they have the final battle and everything. That's about where it lines up. It kind of veered off into one direction, and then it went on to that. Um, yeah, and there's just a couple of points where it's like I'm trying to, what's the yeah, there's a lot of really meta points. The old lady lemur, she was making this, I don't know, she was just kind of going on about how the old days were so much better, and then we got into S and supers, and it just got weird from there. And I was like, wait a second, hold on, are we making jokes about the anime now? Like, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that. And there's another joke between Tuxedo Common and one of the generals that clearly references something that happened in supers. And it's ridiculous. I love when they get all meta-y. And that's something else that the musicals do really well, is they are not afraid to show, we know this is ridiculous, but just go with it, and you will be rewarded with just this great A+ humor. Yeah, and at one point, towards the end, when spoilers, I guess. Like when they show towards their past lives, all of the girls are dressed in their princess gowns, and they have swords, and I'm like, yes, all of this. Can I just have princesses with swords all the time? And I'm not seeing enough fan art for it, and I would love to, because yes, princesses and swords fighting off everybody. That was great. Um, there's one point here where they're trapped in Metalia, and Usagi's having this breakdown because everybody's dead except for her and Mamoru, and he's just like, just I'm gonna hug you and it's okay. And I'm like, can you not really? Can you just not hurt me this way? Because it's so adorable, but it also is like heartbreaking because of the circumstances surrounding it, of course. Um, and of course, there's some, they string her up onto some wires, and she's flying around with the sword, and it's crazy. But then everything turns out good because it's a musical, and all musicals end happily ever after, except arguably Les Mis, because they're all dead. But I guess they're happy and dead. Sure. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm recovering from this, and I'm watching through the credits because, everybody's taking their bows and everybody's yay, happy. And then they just decide to like stake me through the heart by just going, we're gonna end with Moonlight Densetsu, and then they just start singing and they're doing the choreography, and I'm like, oh my god, stop doing this to me, you're hurting me so much. And then they end like this, their end pose, and Yuga's got this big ol' smirk on her face, and I'm like, no, stop making me love you more. um, so I highly recommend watching this musical. There's a translation up on you have to torrent it and whoopie doo on mistream.org, and they do a great job at all their translations. So I highly recommend you watch it. Just because if you like Sailor Moon, you will like this. It's fairly faithful to the manga, except for it veers off at one point, and then we just go straight back in. It's really fun. The characters, they are the actresses, they're all like so spot on. It's perfect casting. The chemistry between everybody is great. I really want them to do more musicals because I feel like we got some Amy character development, and we got Usagi and Mamoru, obviously. But we didn't really touch too much on the other three. We didn't touch on Minako, Mako, or Ray at all. So I would really like it if they could do that, if they could do more musicals, and that way they could see how these girls could do, trying to like deepen their roles in these characters. Because I think it would be really, really good if they could manage to do that. So yeah, cross your fingers that we get more, because they did a really, really good job. And again, I really recommend that you take a look at that if you have 2.5 hours to kill. But you can skip through the intermission on the download links, or on the torrent that I mentioned. So yeah, it's highly recommended, and I've babbled on for 12 minutes now, so I will stop, and I will see you guys next week. I do have some more videos up, queued and ready to go. They're scheduled for the Sailor Moon meta, so it's Sailor Moon Central around here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Okay, bye.